Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Story-Based English. I'm so glad you're here today. If this is your first time watching, this channel is all about learning English through powerful, real stories that will not only improve your language skills, but also inspire your life. Today, we have something very special, the incredible true story of a man who changed the world with his words, his courage, and his dream. A man who faced hatred with love, violence with peace, and injustice with unwavering hope. This is the story of Martin Luther King Jr. So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive into this amazing journey together. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss our inspiring stories.
In 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, a baby boy was born who would change America forever. His name was Michael King Jr., but the world would know him as Martin Luther King Jr. Martin grew up in a world divided by color. There were schools for white children and different schools for black children. There were water fountains labeled whites only and others for colored people. There were restaurants where his family couldn't eat, bathrooms they couldn't use, buses where they had to sit in the back. Young Martin didn't understand why. "Why can't I play with my white friends anymore?" he asked his mother one day. She held him close and explained the painful truth about segregation and racism. That conversation planted a seed in Martin's heart, a seed that would grow into one of the most powerful movements in history. But his journey wouldn't be easy. What he didn't know yet was that fighting for justice would cost him everything, even his life.
Martin was brilliant. He skipped 2 grades in high school and entered Morehouse College at just 15 years old. He became a Baptist minister like his father, but Martin had bigger dreams. He saw the injustice everywhere. Black people couldn't vote freely. They faced violence and discrimination daily. They were treated as second-class citizens in their own country. In 1955, something happened that changed everything. A brave woman named Rosa Parks refused to give up her bus seat to a white passenger in Montgomery, Alabama. She was arrested. The black community was furious, and they needed a leader. They chose the young 26-year-old Martin Luther King Jr. He organized a bus boycott. Black people refused to ride the buses for 381 days. It was difficult. People lost their jobs. They walked miles to work every day. Martin's house was bombed. His family received death threats constantly. But would they give up? The answer would shock the entire nation. They won. The Supreme Court declared bus segregation unconstitutional. This victory gave Martin a powerful idea. Nonviolent resistance could work. He studied Mahatma Gandhi, who had freed India from British rule without firing a single bullet. Martin believed love was stronger than hate. For the next 13 years, he led peaceful protests across America. He organized sit-ins at segregated lunch counters, where black students sat quietly while angry mobs poured food on them, burned them with cigarettes, and beat them. The students didn't fight back. He led marches where police attacked protesters with dogs and fire hoses. Children were arrested. People were killed. But Martin kept preaching peace. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that, he said. People thought he was crazy. Even some black leaders disagreed with his peaceful methods. They wanted to fight fire with fire. But Martin had a bigger plan, and August 28, 1963 would prove him right. On that hot summer day, 250,000 people gathered in Washington, D.C. for the March on Washington. It was the largest demonstration for human rights in American history. People of all races stood together, demanding equality and justice. Martin walked to the podium in front of the Lincoln Memorial. The crowd fell silent. And then he delivered the most famous speech in American history. I have a dream. His voice thundered across the National Mall. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. He spoke of his 4 children, dreaming they would one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Tears streamed down faces in the crowd. The speech was broadcast on television. Millions watched. America would never be the same. But Martin's dream came with a terrible price. Death threats arrived daily. The FBI watched his every move. White supremacists wanted him dead, but Martin kept fighting. In 1964, at age 35, he became the youngest person ever to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. New laws were passed, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, finally giving Black Americans the equality they deserved. Victory seemed close, but on April 4, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee, Martin stepped onto the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. A gunshot rang out. He fell. At 6:01 p.m., Martin Luther King Jr. was pronounced dead. He was only 39 years old. Cities across America erupted in riots and grief, but his dream didn't die with him. Today, children of all colors sit together in schools. People of all races can vote, eat at any restaurant, use any bathroom. Was it perfect? No. Is there still work to do? Absolutely. But one man's dream changed everything. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Stand up for what is right, even if you're standing alone. Inspired by Martin Luther King Jr.
Thank you so much for watching this story with me today. Martin Luther King Jr. showed us that one person with courage, love, and a dream can change the world. What's your dream? What injustice do you see that needs to be changed? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If this story inspired you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, we learn English best through stories that touch our hearts. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep dreaming, keep learning, and never give up on making the world a better place. This is Story-Based English, and I believe in you.